Welcome to Class Act Chats, where I talk with a fellow cat behavior expert on cat care, cat training, or cat behavior. Today's guest is Alejandra Lopez Irala, a certified cat behavior consultant from Argentina who also happens to have a pretty large social following. She's kind of a big deal, even though she won't admit it. We're here to talk about spicy cat topics. Things that people will probably not like to hear, but we're gonna have fun with it anyway. We go over a whole variety of different things, so let's dive in to see what Ali has to say. Ali, welcome again, because for those who don't know, which is probably everyone, sound got screwed up and we are here re-recording because you couldn't hear me half the time last time. So I'm excited to have you back to talk about spicy cat things. Hi, Michael.
So hi Joey, thank you for inviting me again to recording this again. And hi Michael.
I'm gonna need you to introduce yourself because I know who you are, but people tuning in may not know who you are, even though you are a big deal. Just in case you're not aware, you are a really big deal, actually.
Thank you. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm aware in Latin America, but a little tiny part of US maybe. But just in case no one know me, I'm Alejandra Lopez Irala. I'm a certified cat behavior consultant, also a cat trainer, a tiny cat trainer, I have to say it. Yeah, tiny, and also a vet assistant and friends of the best cool people here. Thank you for having me here first. And I also speak Spanish.
And you taught me a couple of Spanish words for cat stuff last time that I remember. There was one that literally meant sandbox, but I can't actually remember the words.
Well, sandbox, remember. Bandeja sanitaria.
Bandeja sanitaria. I kind of remember that one.
Cool. The other ones, do you remember?
No, I don't.
Cat, easy, gato.
Gato.
Yeah. And the one, stray cats, gatos, callejeros.
Gatos callejeros.
Yeah.
I'm going to be speaking Spanish by the end of our talk today, fluently. How do you say spicy in Spanish?
Spicy is, it doesn't exist. You always put me in, in the line. Okay.
Listen, we have to give Michael some crap, even though she's not here.
So it's like caliente.
Caliente, okay.
Yeah, because we don't have like a technical spicy word for like your spicy. So when we say like it's hot or something, it's caliente.
Now I can annoy Michael in 2 languages. We are here to talk about spicy cat topics. Mm-hmm. So things that people get wrong or that people are emotionally invested in and we're going to destroy their hopes and dreams, or things that are a little bit controversial. So our goal today is to both have fun and make everyone who watches this really angry. We want to make everyone who leaves just a little bit more angsty towards the world. And as a disclaimer before we get into things, I tend to be a little snarky. It's a personality flaw. We're not actually making fun of people. It's just, something I can't turn off. We're trying to help people understand things better. Even though we may be a little cheeky, we all started out doing things that are not necessarily great.
And we don't judge. That's the thing. We don't judge. We are here to just teach, also still learning, because we are still learning. We are always learning. But we can share our knowledge with the people.
Yeah, hoping that people learn something and that people take away something that they can change in how they interact with their cats. Okay, Ali, I'm gonna let you have the honors here. Tell me something that really grinds your gears, or something you saw on the internet recently that just really made you develop an eye twitch or something.
Internet is like, is a pain in beep, that. I have to say it. I don't want to waste time saying about you can't dress your cat, right? Something that we are in 2025, everyone's, I assume, knows, right?
It's something that people still do that because I see it all the time and people will be like, my cat is really upset being in this sweater or whatever. And if you are going to put clothes on your cat, you need to remember that entirely benefits you. It doesn't benefit the cat. And The only times I've ever put costumes on cats was before I knew better. Or with Zoloft, I worked to desensitize him to wearing a Batwing costume because it had really thin straps and I used it as part of training him to wear a harness. Then we could go sit on our balcony, and I took a lot of time to do that.
And usually that takes a lot of time if the cat wants, right? As I used to do a campaign from, I don't know, was 8 years ago, maybe 5, for a brand of food company, and I only put a bandana. But the cats that they are in the pictures, they are cats that are already trained.
Yeah.
The other ones, I will be like just, lying around like, hey, and that's stressful. So I hate that when I see that kind of videos in internet. Even, the people like, oh, it's so funny. And you can see the cat is not having a good day.
The cat is clearly really stressed out, and that shouldn't be seen as being funny because you can have fun with cats without being mean to them. You don't have to be rude.
Yeah, exactly. And now we are in the technology era. So you can just, a Photoshop, just download anything and you put in the picture that, and that's it. It's easy and simple.
I'm gonna Photoshop in a picture of Sister Mary Prozac that I made using Canva that I turned him into a nun. He was just napping. I mean, he was just relaxing in this picture. It was great for all involved. I get to make a cute little joke about, oh, Sister Mary Prozac, and he isn't disturbed by it. No.
And another topic that I see in internet and I don't like it, spicy. People
Spicy topics.
Still using water spray bottles. Like, come on.
We know better. We know that it is not a good behavior modification tool. It still gets parroted over and over again. And I feel like a lot of the times, I don't know what you see on the internet, Ali, it's almost immediately followed up by, my cat still does the thing I don't want them to do. Mm-hmm. My cat seems to enjoy it. It didn't work. Or they do it when the people aren't around.
Yeah, exactly. And you won't change anything. You get maybe fear, more aggression, it depends of the case. And the thing I really hate is that they put the whole picture like something funny, and it's not funny for the cat. And as you say, they won't change anything because the behavior is like 2 seconds before or 2 seconds after that. Just in case, I have a video in my Instagram about that. Did you see it? It's really funny.
I read the caption because I watched the video, but I was like, I don't know what she's saying, but you're just so good at making content that I was like,
thank you.
Yeah, like this is entertaining. I'm enjoying this and I have no idea what's happening other than what's in the caption because again, I do not speak Spanish.
But you get it. The thing is, you use your spray bottle water just to, use it for the plants. Easy. And your cat will showing you just following all the plants around the house.
There's so many better ways to address things. I feel like every time I talk about this, people feel like they are the exception to the case where they're like, there's nothing else that works. And chances are they just haven't tried the right thing. And it's not that the other stuff isn't going to work. It's that they haven't done it in the right way. And it's kind of an obligation as cat parents to try and figure out how do you address their unwanted behaviors in a way that is kind to them and doesn't create stress.
Yeah, and also sometimes they say no because someone told me to do it. You know who I'm talking about. What kind of people?
It's
old
frustrating.
School people.
I feel like every time you look on a post online that's like, my cat is doing X, there's just people who will comment spray bottle and they just suggest it constantly. Or there's people who really should know better because they are very educated in animal health and they really should not be recommending it.
And saying that, please ask for help. Don't wait like years, right? Like, then we're gonna talk about this spice topic, but being outside the box. Like, why people wait years, like, come on. Then they hate the cat or they don't know what to do. And when you ask, I assume you're happening the same way as I did in the farm, right? How many times happens? Like 5 years ago.
How do they live like that? I mean, cat pee smells terrible. The other night, I was like, man, it smells like urine. And I was like, oh no, because we just moved and our poutine and Prozac really stressed. And I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. So when I scooped their box, and one of them I had just cleaned that morning, and it just kept smelling like urine. And I opened up one of my litter genies next to the second box, and I was like, oh no, I forgot to tie the bag. So all of the waste that I'd been putting in that litter genie had been falling down into it. And I was like, this is why it smells like death in here. I had to, at like 11:30 p.m., go and dump it out into a bag and then like clean it out to get the smell out. It was awful smelling. So I don't know how people live like that chronically.
Exactly. I don't know. And how they can hold so many years, right? To just living with that, with the pee, with the smell, with cleaning every day, like all the time. I don't know. For me, it's like, I can't even think about that. Now you have to explain, because if Latin American people, or at least here, they don't know how the litter genie works. I know that because I go to the US, but you have to say how that works.
Yeah, so for the litter genie, for people who aren't aware of what it is, it's a pail that it has a continuous bag in it, and at the bottom of it, you tie the end of it so then it doesn't fall out, and then you scoop into it, and you can push in a thing so then it doesn't let the odor out, and then you just keep scooping into it until it gets full, and then it has this neat little blade on the inside that you cut off the bag and you tie the top, and then you just chuck the whole thing. So it makes scooping really easy because it's right next to your litter box, and you can just scoop right into it. And I love them. I am absolutely obsessed with them. I think they are the greatest litter box related product out there. But you do need to remember to actually tie the bag.
We must say that we need the litter genie as a sponsor first, and second is also for the lazy people, the one that says, no, I can't scoop. That's another thing that pisses me off. You know, cats are the cleanest animals in the world.
Yep.
And is the at least the let's say
hello,
twice.
hang on, pause. What you're saying is important, but who are we meeting?
Hello, this is Molly. Hi, Molly. My audience
Hi, Molly.
knows
I
her.
love you.
And that's Pelusa on the back.
Hello, Pelusa. Hi.
Yeah. Pelusa is a flat-faced cat. Persian.
I'm glad that we're meeting so many friends right now.
Yeah, talking about the cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning litter boxes. We were talking about that before we got distracted by sweet Miss Molly.
And she is really picky in that. That's why also you need to have more than one litter box, because just in case it's dirty there, you can go to the other one. But I mean, it's only at least 2 scoops per day. It's nothing, right? So
I just scoop mine every time I walk by. Like, looks like it was used, I'll just scoop. And now, we said that it's maybe not a good idea to put costumes on cats, but we didn't talk about the fact that we can wear cats as costumes occasionally.
I love to do this, all the time, because when she interrupts me, I like to put mustache.
Do you have any tips for people to ensure that their cats keep using the litter box besides scooping regularly?
Cleaning is the must, right? Now we are starting here in the era of self-cleaning robot litter boxes.
This is bad, y'all. This is really bad.
So the people doesn't know really about it, how that works. I don't even check. I think I saw once when one of my clients asked me, because exports, imports stuff, and was the first ones, like the normal, it's like a box with self-cleaning things like that.
With like a rake?
Yeah, that one. But it was so small and the cat was so big. And of course, one day, I think one of the paws pushed something and they start to cleaning like that. And the cat gets scared, obviously. So talking about tips, simple is better, right? That's the tip for me. Big ones, because the cats are big, right? They need to do all the normal things that they do in the nature inside the house. That's it. I used to say that all that stuff is created by humans for humans.
You need to think about the litter box from the perspective of your cat, because ultimately your cat is who is using it. No judgment if you use it too, but probably not a great idea. Thinking about like, how is this going to feel on their paws, or are they going to feel cramped? And remembering that your cat doesn't necessarily care about privacy so much as safety.
Talking about litter box, Pelusa is long hair, right?
Yep.
And they don't like, they get sticky in the butt. Persians, they're like picky in all the things, even to go to the toilet too. So he even checks before, and he goes so slow. And if something just, you hear like a sound, he will just, where it come from? And imagine doing that in the robot litter box. Every robot litter box is the same. You need to clean it. That's the thing.
Some of them will make improvements from time to time, but every time I find a new one that I'm like, okay, maybe they finally got it right, where it's big enough, it's quiet, it is something that is open top, there's that camera so then you can actually see the cat's waist, which I know sounds gross, but it does tell you a lot of information about their health and if they need to go to the vet. Every time they make an improvement, they add something ridiculous to it that I'm like, well, that cancels it out.
Yeah, and I saw one in internet that has many injuries to the cats.
There's definitely some that are just straight up not safe, in addition to the risk of the cat not using the box.
Yeah, and also we don't recommend that if you have a multi-cat house, right? Because usually, as I say, that they put everything in the corner. Joey, I'm here. Talk to me. Stop looking at the cat.
I can't help it. They're so cute.
I know, thank you. Again, the multi-cat houses for the tips. Usually they put the litter box in the corners, right? So that's a trap. I used to say, if you want to keep it in the corner because you don't have a space, we need to add one more, two more, but we need to move that. So that's another thing in between with the litter, robot stuff and all that I really don't like. Keep it simple. That's it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that a lot of the companies that make them try and market them as being good for you can use one for 4 cats, which might be fine from a cleaning standpoint, but remember that is convenient for us. The cats would prefer having multiple locations if there's multiple cats in the home, because what if one of the cats is using their self-cleaning litter box? Well, they need to go. Or what if the cat gets cornered in there? They're not easy to escape from.
And that's a classic. They get in the corner and they start the fight. The other cat doesn't have a place to run away, and there it goes, the problem.
The only thing I will even do other than like my basic litter and obviously like cleaning and maintenance, sometimes I add a little bit of activated charcoal because it helps reduce smell. And it's basically what we used to use as cat litter back in the day. So it's not scented, it doesn't change anything.
But that's something you can do like normal. It's like what's the name in English? The powder, the white powder that you can use also.
Baking soda?
Exactly, baking soda. That's another good idea. Here we don't have like a big box where you can buy and use it, so maybe it's difficult, but it's great also for odor. So it's just simple. Tiny stones, and you put the baking soda, you mix a little bit, and voila.
Yeah, just speaking of stones, don't pick litter that is like walking on stones. There are other ways to manage litter tracking besides picking something super chunky.
After 2 weeks, you clean the whole box. You put out. If you have a garden, you can just leave it outside at the sun, and that's it. How long it take? 5 minutes.
I just give mine a quick rinse, and then I let it dry out, and then
I do the same.
I fill it up. You're good to go. Don't bleach your litter box unless you have a cat that has, I don't know, a butt parasite or something. Poutine, as somebody brought home when he came home.
My friend Poutine.
Oh, Poutine. We love Poutine. I would have appreciated if he wouldn't have brought the gift of Giardia home with him.
And we hate Sharda because it takes so long to go away. Molly when she was tiny, and when I just pick her up, we get the test and ta-da, Jardo. Nice. Like 15 days dealing with that.
Another spicy topic here is introducing cats. See a lot of problematic suggestions surrounding introducing cats specifically, especially on the interwebs. I remember you said you saw something the other day that I was a little concerned about.
I like the word quarantine. After COVID, I mean, we have to use it on our favor, right? I mean, every cat that came inside the house and is new, they need to go quarantine. After we have the okay from the vet, we need to make this quarantine. I mean, I call quarantine. It depends always on the time of the cat. We don't have a time first. We don't. They give us the time when they want to know each other, when they are okay with each other. Usually the people goes, okay, I have here a toy, I have something. Let me try. And Ale, I have a cat and I bring him home and they don't like each other. And I'm like, okay, where is the cat? It's in the other room. No, I put them face to face and now they are fighting. And I'm like, okay, but you don't have to do that first. You're stressing out all your cats, right? It's a basic norm.
It's not normal to just let the cats fight and try and figure it out. That's not a good strategy.
And say that, I have a spicy comment for that.
Ooh, fun.
Now, I don't know who is talking about saying that the introduction has to be in the carrier. The cat, the new cat. Don't die. Don't die. I know.
No, hard no. Absolutely not.
Well, now it's getting here into the country, this new wave that you have to put the cat in your carrier, in the middle of the, let's say, living room, and the other ones around, like sharks.
No, sharks should not be involved in the introduction process.
Exactly. So, I don't know, but people must learn that that's not the proper way to introduce a cat.
What's, for people who aren't aware, what are some of the problems with doing the introduction like that?
Yeah, first, stress is going to be like 100 level, right? You're going to get fear, aggression, anxieties of all kind of anxious guts. So you have to be aware. You can stress. First, the new cat is in a new territory, right? They don't know each other. So the new one is like was lying in the sun and, hey, I'm back from home, and a new cat arrived. Like, who the hell is this? Like, yeah. So you must prevent that. We have I used to say, I know it was in English, I will have to search. You have to search that showing. Do you remember Sprite? Snap Sprite?
Oh, yeah.
Sprite
of course.
Here has a commercial that in Spanish was like the first contact was the first thing you will get in mind, something like that. And I keep remember that. It's the same.
The subliminal advertise or messaging?
I think so. It's a really old one. From the
I think I remember that commercial. We also talked about it in some of my undergrad classes.
Oh, cool. Yeah. It's like you're in the middle of the park, as I said, reading, and you're in the bench, and someone sits you and, hey, how are you? And it's normal. You're going to be like, hey, who are you? Like, go away. The cats are the same. Animals work the same. I mean, it's normal. And cats are territorial. So be aware. You need time and space. I mean, we can manage space, right?
Yep.
But you need time for the introductions. They need to know each other like well, because if not, you're gonna start fear, aggression, and I have to say something. The human stress is gonna be like, really, really high.
You're gonna be a lot more stressed if the introduction starts to go wrong compared to if you try and just start out doing it the right way and you take more time to do it.
We have to follow that steps, and that steps take time.
We're learning that, okay, some of the stuff that we used to suggest maybe isn't the best way anymore, and we're constantly evolving and trying to figure out, are there better ways that we could do this?
We are always talking about welfare for the animals, and we evolve. And of course, some things, they're okay, we're still using it, like, as you say, eating, play to play, but when they have to do it, that not in the first second they get inside the house. right? Because it's going to be a disaster.
I'm totally stealing this from Laura, our friend Laura Cassidy, who is a fabulous behavior consultant.
And she's going to talk about introductions in the next topic. Sorry, Laura.
We're volunteering her. We're voluntolding. She just got voluntold by Ali. She did a talk at the IAABC Foundation's conference about cat intros, and she talked about how if you were to sit her down and give her her favorite food next to someone that she doesn't like for a week, she's not going to like them more. She's going to still hate them. And that we're expecting cats to have some different response than that is just kind of weird. That just isn't going to be the thing that actually improves
Exactly. It's the same topic I have when I'm doing, cooperative care. When everyone wants to give the pill to the cat with the most, the churros, right? Because he loves the churros and you have to do the pill with the churros. And you give 1, 2, 3 days with the churro, and the cat is, I don't want the churro anymore. It's the same.
There's a really easy solution in a lot of cases that I happen to have sitting nearby because I'm unpacking things still. Empty gelatin capsules.
We don't have it here, shall we?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I know. I'm still teaching the old way to just grab the cat in a proper way, of course, and give the pill, like in an easy way and in a fear-free way.
One of the issues that we run into is that the cats will taste the medication and it'll be really bitter and gross, and then cats are instinctually they try and look for bitter things because it could signal that it's spoiled or that it's going to be dangerous, and then they'll develop an aversion to whatever it is that they associate with that bitter taste.
Exactly. What I like to use when I'm working also is not all the time the food. Like, just combing, saying nice words, petting them. That's, a new beginning. Because everyone is now used, let's say, we don't even have churro here, no? Yeah, we have catits. You know them, right?
We are big fans of their creamy treats around here.
We have the creamy here. And it's brand new, matching.
Good.
So everyone is creamy. I say, okay, we only have creamy. Stop doing that because it's going to be like the end of the world when the cat won't eat it anymore.
Out of curiosity, because one of the strategies I teach people with meds is if they have a pill, to chop it and then take a tweezers and put it in an empty capsule and then recap it so that they don't touch the outside and it doesn't have any of that bitterness on the outside. How do you block the taste for people there?
I don't tend to block it. I try to teach the people how to manage to do it with the cats, and in 1 minute, less than 1 minute, just give them medications, right?
Yeah.
The only thing I always tell them, if you are giving it a pill, just do the pill and yes, wait 1 second, water or something like creamy, let's say, because they need to swallow really well. But that's my point there, because everyone is trying to masquerade the taste of the food.
Yeah.
And for me, it's easy, as I'm a vet tech, right? So it's easy in that way to teach the people how to do it.
See, and obviously not at all saying like, oh, that your method is wrong or anything like that. I've found that it still can be kind of challenging because I teach people to get it into their cat in a way that's quick and kind, hopefully. But sometimes they end up trying to go too fast and it ends up becoming not a great experience, and it creates a lot of work for themselves. And I like having the actual pill itself like covered by the outside of a capsule. Capsules are my favorite way to get my favorite form of medication.
You have the one from Greenies that I really like it. The one that like a cone.
Oh, the pill pockets?
Greenies. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah.
I really love, but we don't have here. So sometimes I bring them from Sus, one of my cats that has lymphoma, and I give chemotherapy in pills. And it's amazing. I put the pill there and he goes and eats it. I don't need to do anything. It's amazing. But as you say, I always teach how to do everything and test the cat, because all the cats, they're not the same. Some cats,
Yeah.
of course, they go like really, really bad and mad in that way. So I don't want to get pissed the cat.
We need to start a petition to get empty capsules readily available near where you are.
Yes.
Do you have, what is it, Mercado Libre?
Yes.
Somebody needs to get in touch with their board and tell them you need to start stocking empty capsules.
Yeah, that would be amazing. But talking about that also, I need to teach the people, because sometimes it's not the cat, it's like the way the people tries to do it. One of my tips, exactly what I'm saying, is be
Just manhandling it, being like, take it, cat, take
Yeah.
it. Just
I have to show you my cat for the class. You will love it. This one is like this. You can see the back.
you've got to show off, the cat's favorite part of themselves.
So that's the first point. I mean, being calm, organized, because one of the things that people do is, they, as you say, they go with the cat like this, and the pill is, oh my God, I forgot the pill in the kitchen.
The cat is, and they run away.
Yeah, exactly. And then, okay, where is the cat? Organize everything, get the peel, get the creamy, like a surgeon. You have all in the table.
And you can do something really simple too, like keeping it in a consistent location.
From the first moment you have the cat, start doing it. Because maybe the first years is going to be okay. But when they're getting older or they need something,
Starting early when your cat is healthy and helping them get used to meds and helping them get used to those things is going to be really helpful. And also for people who, if their vet is like, ooh, we think your cat may have asthma, eventually they may need an inhaler. I have had a lot of clients that they get scared off from that because it sounds really intense.
Yes.
Spicy take here. I think training a cat to willingly and cooperatively use an inhaler is easier than teaching them to take a pill. I actually think if you do it right, it can be one of the easier forms of medication, but you have to do it right. And that's the key there, is you can't just take your cat inhaler and, and expect the cat to be like, this is a pleasant experience. Does this look comfortable? No, this is not comfortable. You have to get them used to it slowly. And if you do that, your cat will be like, okay, this is fine for the amount of time that they need to for getting the medication in.
you don't have to make an aversion to the noise when they make the sound for the puff. It's easy because you can do all the steps, just showing them, the air camera, the puff, how that works, so they get, familiarized with that.
And people wonder why their cat doesn't like it. It's because they're afraid. I think we need to do a better job of recognizing that a lot of these things that cats fight us on, they're afraid. The cat is scared, and you really need to remember that this is hard for your cat. Just because you aren't afraid of it or you don't think that they should be afraid, that doesn't mean anything. Because if your cat's afraid, your cat's afraid. Prepare ahead. Be nice to your cats. Do people have cat backpacks there? Is that a thing? Is that as common as it is here?
I mean, we are starting, as I say, the beginning, going to a new era, and things are coming. We copy them as usual. I can see that we have a tons of backpacks that they're from plastic. I hate them. I really hate them. I mean, they need to have a place where they can breathe like normally. A good mesh, right? A good mesh.
Yeah.
They need a proper carrier. First, if you don't want a backpack, you need the proper carrier, right? The rigid, the one is really good, and you will have it forever. That's the thing. I mean, mine's, they're like 12 years old.
I had to get a second one for the dudes because I had two, one of which was just this cheap one that I ordered right when I got Zoloft, and the other one was the one that came with him, and I wasn't sure which one he would like. And the one that came with Zoloft, I mean, it is old and it's still solid and it's well put together. It's a very, very good carrier. Barring some sort of accident or something going wrong, you'll have like a well-built carrier for a long time, so it's worth spending a little bit more on.
We must think that if we keep this forever, it has to be solid. first, because if we are in an emergency, right, and we have to go fast, you just put your cat and you go away. Imagine you have a cat that is not breathing really well and you put all the plastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot.
It depends on the zone. If we are winter, as you say, summer, or you don't have a car and you have to go running to the avenue to get a taxi or whatever. The wonder that, I mean, I really love the way how the humans just made it. Like the model is really nice. Or maybe if you're just getting your new kitten and it's just to go with a gift from where you're just adopting the kitten and go, but then you need a proper carrier.
Keep in mind too that as we're saying this, because I can already hear people typing in comments, my cat loves their backpack. Some cats are totally okay with them. It's hard because we have to talk in generalities because we can't talk about your specific cat.
Exactly.
It's something that there are some cats that like weird things that are not typical for cats. As long as they're safe, I would argue that there are still downsides to backpacks, or at least a lot of them. But as long as your cat is comfortable and as long as you understand those downsides and as long as you understand that, you know, for other situations, you probably want to go with a better carrier. Great. You know, you do you. And I'm glad that your cat's okay.
Safety
first.
I mean, then, as you say, we speak generally. But I can see the cats in the bubble, like, you know, in the space, like that. The one is the bubble, like that, and the cats, they're huge like this, and the back is like this.
I have a hard time because whenever I'm at an event where cats are allowed and I see the cats in the cat backpack, people will be like, oh, look, he's having such a great time. And the cat is like pupils dilated, trembling, trying to make themselves small. This cat is not having a good time. They might be in freeze mode where they're so fearful that they're frozen.
And they usually are like that all the time in the backpacks because they're like, you know, in a strange world, people is coming like, hey, look at you. And the cat is like, who the hell is this?
They're just like,
yeah. They don't know where to go, they can run, they're just in this tiny house. And also, when these people, they're just walking, the cat goes like right inside.
Should I bring up something kind of related that's a little spicy?
Okay.
Indoor-outdoor cats.
Jesus. Oh my God.
I told you it was spicy. Remember how you were like, let's talk about spicy things. You signed up for this. You know what you were getting into. So it's complicated. Some cats do enjoy being on like a catio or having controlled outdoor space. I'm just going to throw it out there that not every cat needs to be an adventure cat. If your cat loves that, awesome. Go for it. But if your cat doesn't love that, then it's not actually enriching to force them to go outside. They might prefer just playing more indoors or getting some cat shelves, or even in some cases a cat wheel might be a solution. That should not be your first thing that you think of.
I totally agree. We are talking about first rescue cats. I have this idea. If we save them from all the damage that is outside, right? Why we want to go and do the same? First, you have to train them to get into the harness. If the cat likes, usually I think we have to make a poll. I think if you ask, 80% of the cats at the beginning didn't like. Really, they didn't like to put in the harness. They hate it. And if you just push because you're a human, you're a pusher, and you want to push hard, you have to train the cat to get into the harness. And that takes time. Another thing, where do you live? You live in a city, you don't have green space outside. And you want to take the cat, like, let's say, 5th Avenue, because here, like, the city is like that. I will die if something happens. But, as you say, this topic is spicy. There is a lot of people, like, you know, I'm taking my cat outside, in my shoulder, he goes. Yeah, but that kind of cats, first, they are usually for the same breed. You know what I'm talking about.
There's a few breeds that tend to be a little bit more interested in going outside and being more shoulder cats.
Yes. First, that. And second, it's like internet. It's like it's just selling something to the people that is not common. You're seeing another life, not yours. So it's different. And as you say, I prefer indoor cats. I won't let my cat outside. If you want to let them outside, you have catios. Be aware that we have catios. You can build them. You can do it. You can have a secure space for your cat outside. At least even in the window.
And even for people who rent, they have an apartment and they have a balcony, there are enclosures that you can get for your balcony. Obviously, it has to be within terms of your lease and all of that. There are choices that you can make that are pre-built if you're like, I don't have the skills or the time, that allow your cat to be outside and be safe from predators. And they also do not become a predator themselves to all of the neighbor birds. Because my 2 indoor cats, there is a bush right outside that I have discovered is the perfect landing spot for birds. And a bird has been coming and sitting in that bush and just tweet, 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 tweet. And my dude's, man, Poutine turns into a little stalker. Like, he just gets down. And I'm like, I am so glad that my cats are staying inside, because otherwise no birds in the state of Minnesota would be safe. They would all be at risk. He is interested.
Oh, saying about that. You will have like my cat that has a catio, but of course is outside, and the rodents came in. And voila, someone left me a tiny mouse the other day.
They had a death wish?
Yes. They also came with a letter like, I love you, Mom.
You the best.
Tom.
Oh, that's sweet. He brought you a gift, right?
Yes, let's say it's a gift. I don't think so. He's like a tiny devil hunter. He really loves to hunt. He and Molly, the one you saw before. Molly. Here is the hunter, but Tom, do you want to be on camera? Do you want me to show it? Because he's English. I mean, he's American. He speaks English. Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, it was funny. I'm going to tell you this because when I went to Gainesville, really, and to give a talk and volunteer on a clinic. And that week was kitten week. I'm working. I don't want to see the kittens. And the kittens were like, yeah, you know them. Like, just grab me, touch me, kiss me all the time. And this tiny little, I don't know why this that is around here was like, crying like hell. And I say, okay, I'm gonna pick you up, but now you're going to anesthesia. So, and he, I just did like this, and he started purring, and you are the devil, but you have to go again to the cage. Well, the long story, is gonna be short. Now it's here. We were working with, Christine Vitali, another cool cat girl.
She's cool. I love her research.
We were trying to make a research about the hearing in different languages. That's a new secret.
Ooh, a Class Act Chats exclusive scoop.
Yes. So, because I talked to Christine and said, this cat is from the US, and it's funny because when I started speaking Spanish, he didn't respond, but he responds to me in English.
I've had clients that have multilingual homes where they will teach the cat like one word in a different language. It's kind of neat seeing the cats having the different responses where they'll respond a little bit to both languages, even though to the cats they're just like, these humans are making weird noises. Are they going to give me treats? Yeah. So many things that I would like to research if I had the money, including, as I said in another Class Act Chats, if anyone has a mass spectrometer that they would like to let me play with and do some important research on foot odor and valerian root powder and seeing if there are iridoids in the bacteria that cause foot odor, please get in touch.
Yes, we are just looking for that, someone that pay us.
Someone who really likes cats and also happens to have an advanced knowledge of chemistry.
If you know something, just write it down here.
Leave a comment, head to my website, fill out the contact form, let me know. Are you familiar with the dangle test?
Yes, but here, thank God, I think it doesn't arrive.
It's a thing that goes around the internet every once in a while, and basically the claim is that you hold up a cat and you either gently sway them or you just hold them and you see how they react, and that's supposed to tell you something about their temperament. I have not been able to find any actual studies that it feels it's a lot like astrology for cats or like palm reading for cats, because you could say something so generally and apply it to your individual cat so that, oh my God, it works, when it's like, really, no, it just is your cat is frozen.
It's 11.
Hello! My goodness, hi there, you beautiful baby. Oh my God, that face.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Tom. I love you.
He has fans. Yes, he has fans. He knows it.
I am a fan.
Hi, Joey.
Yeah, hi, Tom. Hello. Hello, you handsome.
He's always thinking what to do. Where do you want to go?
He's like, I have a lot of things on my schedule.
Yeah.
I can't be held back.
He's hyperactive.
He's always bringing you things to
Yes.
collect.
What do you think about that? Talking about spicy things. They are gifts, they are not gifts.
We can't really ask the cats what their intention is. It's kind of cute to be like, oh, they're bringing us a gift. I don't know if they necessarily have a concept of a gift. It might be that they're trying to ask you to play with them. It might be that they are telling you that they're hungry and they're like, look, there's food, give me more food. It's also like a normal thing for cats to do, to hunt things. Even when they're not hungry, they'll still hunt things. There are other explanations besides them bringing you a gift. If you want to think that, sure, it's harmless. You do you, honey boo boo child. Like, it's fine. I'm not going to sit and argue with people on that one.
No.
I know I used to be like, it's definitely a gift back when I first started. And then you kind of start looking into it and it's like, well...
But I was thinking the same. As you say, we still evolving. We know more things. We keep learning. But then we discover it's not like that. It's nice to say that. But we are not cats, right? We are not animals. They're tiny hunters. This one was living outside. He was in a colony. It's normal. They eat, lizards, birds, whatever. And he's really a wild child, really.
He seemed very wild, very all over the place. He seemed like a gato cache.
Yes. Oh, thank you for showing us your butt.
I love when cats show off their buttholes.
He really looks like a stray cat. That's why he bring me a tiny mouse. And I had to bury and give him like...
You have to have a tiny mouse funeral for...
Yes.
Say some words, take some dandelions, put it on the mouse's grave, and be like, I'm so sorry that my cat viciously murdered you. Please don't haunt me.
It was funny. He was desperate. Like, come on, give me the mouse.
I have a question for you, Ollie. So as a cat behavior expert, you know how cats will sometimes just start staring off into space or stare into the corner? Are those ghosts? Are they demons? Are they fairies? Are they Pokemon? What is it that is in that corner? Because obviously it's some sort of spectral being.
Yes, I mean, I have to say, this is my view, right? Besides being expert, I have to say, just in case Mikhail says something about us.
We haven't even talked about botch flowers yet. I know Michael loves them. She loves the spicy botch flowers, especially.
Yes, exactly. I mean, my point of view, we all know that cats have this aura, right? These kind of visions, right? They feel more like us. But if I have to say, for example, about my cat, my cats will see different. They will maybe see a ghost, one will see a Pokemon, and others, I don't know.
Maybe they just tune out all of the demons, and we can't really ask them. Maybe they're responding to something else, too. I mean, that's another possibility.
I have to say that I like to feel like a spiritual in that way, right? Just think that they're seeing something, seeing someone, but I don't know, really, I don't know. They stare at something. And that's what I say about my cats, because one maybe is chasing ghosts, the other one maybe has, seeing the ghost, and the other one for me is whatever, because Pelusa's girlfriend is Wendy. Wendy because I'm going to tell you a secret. You know why her name is Wendy?
No, is it named after the fast food chain?
Yes.
Listen, as someone who names his cats after antidepressants and Canadian delicacies, which also happen to be antidepressants, no judgment.
And she's like, orange, so nice. Well, Wendy, she can stare there, and I was like, Wendy, what's going on? And I don't know what's going on.
She's not able to tap into the single brain cell that is collectively shared by cats.
No, I mean, she stares there. Maybe, 5-10 minutes, and nothing happened. She's weird.
I'm sure she has other gifts besides intelligence. Like, she's good at catching mice, or she's really gifted at interpretive dance, or something else.
I mean, she is really nice. She is also a flat face. It's exotic.
Ooh.
That's our cats, people. So, and we love them. Yeah.
I want to ask if you have this product in Argentina because, I hate it. I hate it so much. Have you seen those like toys they're like the collar and they've got spring with a feather or a laser on top of it that they claim to be like, ooh, my cat lost a ton of weight because they're running around really frustrated?
We don't have it, and thank God we don't.
Trash.
I saw that on the internet and in videos. They are disgusting. It's like lasers, right?
Yeah, lasers have a very small place in play sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not endorsing them. Please don't misinterpret my words. If you are going to use lasers, there is a way to go about doing it in a way that's minimally frustrating, and it's not to put it on a collar and let your cat just run around, because that's just going to end up frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, you need to know how to use it, let's say, because in some things, for example, for some of my clients really work well, but they need to know how to use it. Everyone needs to know that if you start with a laser, you need to switch to another toy.
Quick.
Exactly. You can end with the laser, because if not, your cat will get all the type of frustrations. So it's also, as you say, the switch is super quick. When you're playing with the laser, I always say the same. You have the laser here and you have maybe the one toy here or the other toy you want.
Remember that the way your cat responds to the laser and the way they respond to a normal toy is going to look different. It doesn't mean that your cat isn't engaged in the play with the normal toy. It just means that they're doing the normal cat hunt cycle, which is what we're trying to imitate with play. Do you have a favorite, or sorry, no, we're spicy today. We're not talking about favorites, we're talking about least favorites. Do you have a least favorite cat product out there that isn't a self-cleaning litter box or the stupid cat collars? Or is there some sort of product out there that just really makes you want to pull your hair out or launch yourself into the sun?
Everything we have is from China, and they're really crap toys. And I wish we have really good toys. For example, a silly toy that we don't have, the kickers. We don't have it. Yeah, we don't have any kickers. It's so funny because the only kickers we have, and even I'm thinking if I buy it here or I just bring it from the US, was the kicker from Kong. But we don't have. And I have a client that she makes like a nice furniture for the cats, like pillows, like that. And one day I say, you have to do something for me. And she doesn't live here in Buenos Aires where I'm staying. I mean, she's like 5 hours from here. And she was just saying, what do you need? This is gonna be silly, but you need to do like this. And I explained, like a churu, but it's not a churu, right? It's from the cats and we call it kicker. And she called me the other day and said, my cats are fascinated. And I said, just put inside catnip, try, Melissa's root, try mint, try something different. And the cats, they're going crazy. And we still don't have it.
That is so disappointing. I mean, to be fair, if you can use like a sewing machine, they're not super hard to make. They're just a tube and you fill them with some catnip or stuffing and then maybe a bell, and you can get the supplies at, I'm guessing, a craft store on Mercado Libre. You don't need amazing sewing skills to be able to make one that your cat will love and that is safe. Just make sure it's well made. But that's surprising.
We only have a store that is a famous store because they import everything, they export everything, and they're the only one that bring some stuff. But usually there is not too many, or the one they have, they are not the best. Imagine we are started having, Trixie, the brand Trixie.
Yeah.
We are having some harnesses, the one that are like the perch with the Velcro, that one.
Yeah.
We are start this year. Yeah, this year. Like, come on. Yeah.
Do you at least have the cat dancer there?
No. Oh. I know.
This is horrifying.
Yeah, I know.
Poutine just got really alert, probably because I was making noise, but I'm going to interpret it as the fact that your cats there don't have the cat dancer. Oh, wow.
We don't have cat dancer. We don't have Go Cat One toys that I really love them. That all my one toys, they're from there. It was Yao, right? The name Yao, the candy. Oh my God, they're so good. We don't.
What?
Yeah. Every time I'm traveling, my suitcase, imagine, it's like...
You get pulled over to the side through security and they're like, why do you have so much of this green leafy substance? And
yes.
You're like, it's catnip, I swear. And they're like, prove it.
Yes.
And you're like, find me a cat. And the cat will be like, where? And they're like, You're
Yeah.
free to go, ma'am.
Well, yeah, even once, I mean, I have lucky, but once they open it, I bring that one, that cat tree is from the US.
Yep.
I say,
I think I
to.
have that same one.
I used to have stuff there, stuff here. So, and I say, I like this cat tree. I'm gonna bring it, you lady. And I say, okay, what are these tubes? A cat tree. Imagine the police officer like, what? A cat tree for your cats to climb, to sleep. And do you want me to show the instructions? And I say, no, just go away. Just go away.
It's not something that's going to be dangerous for people on the plane, but get out of here.
Yes, exactly. So this is Argentina, right?
Man, I feel bad because it feels like we have started getting more stuff here. We're getting higher quality cat stuff. I still feel like there aren't always a ton of options. Or when I'm working with a client, I often have to be like, well, change this thing into this, or use this non-cat object as a cat object. And granted, that's totally fine. The cat doesn't care.
That's why here I have to use a lot of my imagination, even with each case, because we have so many things to work. And that's the thing. Even the small factories now, as you say, the small vendors, they're trying to do it, but the things that are really maybe cheap, they make to arrive to the country maybe months. The manufacturing is not good.
Speaking of things that are being imported, I hear that you're importing TNR. That's not a great transition, but we're gonna roll with it. So I hear that you personally are importing TNR.
I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
From what it sounds like, you're really the leader in Argentinian TNRs. Yeah. Again, I told you at the beginning you're a big deal, and I need you to just manifest that self-confidence that I have in you.
Thank you. So I'm trying my best to bring this movement, because I have to say movement, to keep away all the cat colonies around Argentina and try to just make workshops to teach the people how to manage this, how to make a community and how to build a good community for these cats. I'm trying. I mean, I'm working with some rescuers that they have some groups, and it's really good. The people is trying too, but sometimes we have some issues in between: beds, clinics, money, people that they don't care, people that they don't think is necessary. I think the main problem I have with TNR is that they don't think that if you have a colony of the cats, you have to bring all the cats inside. That you don't have to manage that. You can't. So that's the primary that I have here to deal with.
It's hard changing people's minds and changing their perspective on some of these things. And you'll meet a lot of resistance in a lot of places because it's a weird concept to people that is counterintuitive to things that we're normally taught. Letting the cats go back outside, that feels not good, but it actually might be the place that they are happiest, and you can still manage them safely, and it's more humane than some of the other alternatives, which we will not get into because they're unpleasant to think about.
And it's gonna be like a spicy, super mega spicy topics, but that's for another day. We are trying to build the community. I mean, I like that usually the groups where I'm working, they can see forward. They have to move forward. They want to do it, and that's good. And imagine that I live in the city, so the city is different. The cats are not usually around. One of the things that I like to teach in the workshop is how to build the communication between neighbors, for example. How you use to them, how you say, hey, I'm trying to help this cat that maybe you don't like, but please be aware we are doing this. That's the thing. Because here, one of the common issues, they go and fight with the neighbor. They start a fight. They go straight to fight.
And it's hard because I know a lot of people who care about animals get really passionate about what they do. I know that I have times where I want to just scream at people and I want to be like, why are you being mean to your cat? And it's hard to control those emotions sometimes, even though it's probably more effective, and you have to kind of see that long-term change where you may not win, quote, the fight that day. You may not win the argument with the person on the internet that you're, in a comment war with. But if you are presenting your argument in a calm and polite way, and you're also tailoring it to the person that's listening and the receiver of it, you're going to get better results than screaming at them about how they're destroying the world or they're causing cats to suffer or whatever, because they might already know that. That may not be something that they value. You have to talk about it in a way that they're going to be receptive to.
It's easy if you're having like a bad neighbor, let's say. You don't know them. You don't know everyone in the block. So maybe if you go one day and say, I'm Alejandra, I'm your neighbor from around the block and I'm doing this, the person will be like in a different position. We always have a nose, right? Around, nose everywhere. Yeah. So I'm trying. In my next event I'm doing, and I'm gonna talk about that, how we rescue a cat, and if we found a cat, what we have to do, the basics, the space, what we need, and all that.
Which I think is just going to be very valuable for people who are just getting started with that. Communities and other locations that may not have a robust TNR network. It may not be something that they've thought of.
Some people, they want to help and they don't know, because sometimes there is people that maybe don't want another cat, or they don't even have, let's say, even a cat or dog or whatever, but they want to help. So then that's good.
Yeah.
Because they don't know where to start, where to look, where to ask.
It's part of why I started doing this. Was I'm hoping to give people a way of getting started with some of these topics and exposing them to different cat experts, that we give them the knowledge. It can feel overwhelming, and it doesn't need to be, because you don't have to go right from you're just getting started to final results. Holly, I don't want to take up your entire afternoon here, but I do have one really important final question that I really want you to be prepared, because this question is going to stretch your brains to its limit. I've been asking all of my guests this question, and I have something new and fun that you get to be my first guest that gets to experience it.
Oh my God.
So, Ollie, I have a special chart where I'm asking all my guests if they are a poutine or a Prozac, and I have these special poutine or Prozac stickers that every guest gets to have a sticker added to the chart, and then I write their name on there. So we've got Sandra, who is a poutine, we've got Michael, who is a Prozac, Misty, who is a Prozac, and Joe, who is a Prozac. And you get to be the first person who gets a sticker added to the chart live. So, Ollie, are you more of a poutine or are you more of a Prozac?
I mean, you know that these kind of questions, they're really, really difficult to me first, because you make me to make a decision on both of them, that I really love them. They're super cute.
This is not saying which one is your favorite. It's just saying which one do you relate more to. So the cat that you don't pick does not think any less of you, just for the record.
Okay, so I have to say I'm more poutine.
Okay, you're more of a poutine. So we're gonna add a poutine sticker here to the chart. Do you feel really honored by this? Oh, there we go. My God, this is amazing. So I will go and I will add your name afterwards. We're gonna see who gets more stickers on here.
Yes.
Just kind of gathering some research data of this very important scientific question.
Then I will need to know the answer at the end of the poll, how that works.
Absolutely. Now, do you have a reason why you relate to poutine more? Is there an explanation?
I have to say that maybe yes, because I was thinking that he is related to my very first cat. They have the same kind of stripes, the same kind of color, not exactly. Not my very first, because I have tons of cats, but the one that was going with me in this whole path. He left this earth when he was 17. The name was Felipe, like Philip. He was like a king, yeah, really. And he was a lilac point.
You know how I feel about any of the point.
I know.
I have a type.
Yeah, so I think that's why I'm more related to him.
I think a lot of us, our first special cat is a, what do they call it? A domestic short hair point, like color point short hair.
Yeah.
Or a Siamese mix, or whatever the technical term would be. There's controversy as to which one is which. I don't care enough to say anything other than calling them a Siamese mix. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I have to say, when I bought him, I think I was 11, 12 years old. So I was saving in my account money because I have a huge book of breeding, right? So I want this and that, and I start to look in my country where I can go and buy this kind of cat or find, right? And everyone at that time was like only Siamese, Seal Point, and Chocolate Point, and I don't want these regular cats. And I start dig. My mother was like, okay, Alejandra, like, come on. I know you love cats, but do we have to dig in? Yes. And I go there and I found it. And really, I have to say, they were really nice breeders. They don't breed anymore, but they teach me a lot. And the whole family was really good. They were really well taken care. Not like breeders that, is another spicy topic, but yeah.
I know that a lot of people get really emotional because they're like, we need to save all the cats in shelters, or there are cats that need homes. Absolutely. And there are a lot of people who are breeders that go about it in a very ethical way. That is an entirely separate topic that we are not going to go into right now.
No.
So you can get amazing cats from a lot of different places. A lot of those really amazing cats happen to be Lynx Point Siamese mixes.
Yeah.
Or Flame Point Siamese mixes. Prozac is an amazing cat too.
Yes, he is.
Where can people find you? Where can people learn more about their TNR work? Where can people follow you? Because again, remember, you have like a massive following. Hello, Molly. You are very sweet. I will put links in the description and also have them floating in the air.
They can find me in Instagram. My Instagram is rasca.i.pica. I know Joe is going to put this down here.
It'll be right, yeah.
Yeah, well, here or wherever.
Or wherever. It's going to be, I'm just going to vaguely gesture and point.
And
it's
actually,
somewhere.
Yes, in social media is everything. I have a website also that is holarascaypica.com that Joe is going to put it. It's actually under construction. I'm switching some things. But in Instagram, I have everything you need to know. And where I'm going to be, where you can find me, where is Molly, what is he doing. Yeah.
And Tom, and our buddy Tom.
And Tom,
Keep
Tom
an eye
has
on him.
fans. I was thinking, should I have to do an Instagram for him? I don't know. I have to make a poll because he has fans, really, trust me. Everyone is asking Tom is doing faces. Tom is like the Tom Cruise from Top Gun.
Listen, he has people who adore him. I'm sure that people would be okay with just Tom content. I do have a secret Instagram just for pictures of Prozac's leggies, but that's something, it's a secret Instagram that I'm not gonna share it, so no one can know about it. Anyway, I just want to say thank you for doing this and for doing it with me twice, because I screwed up the last time.
It happens, and I'm happy that I'm here again, talking with you again, as we talk every day, but the people doesn't know that.
No, but we're going to pretend that this is some unusual thing that we're talking. Otherwise, outside of this, we're like enemies and really tense, and it's very hostile.
But no, thank you, Joey, again for letting me talk with you here in your space so the people can know me more, and we talk about what we love, cats.
Thank you for bringing the spice. Maybe we'll have to have you back for some more spice, or maybe if there's like a panel.
Should we end it like saying next topic is gonna be batch flowers?
Our next topic is gonna be batch flowers, dedicated to Michael Delgado, who loves batch flowers. And pheromones. Michael loves pheromones, batch flowers, and spice. The word spicy.
Yeah, exactly.
She's going to love this episode. It's not going to cause her to have an aneurysm.
No. So thank you again, Joe. I really enjoyed this afternoon.
This was fun. I'm glad I was able to bring you on, and I'm glad that you were able to bring the spice.
Bye. Thank you.